On Saturday, July 15, 2023, the University of the West Indies School of Clinical Medicine and Research of the Bahamas celebrated their silver anniversary with a gala ball. Dr. Robin Roberts, immediate past director, was one of two honorees at the event. A true Bahamian icon, his service and accomplishments were eloquently presented by well-known and respected and loved gynecologic oncologist Dr. Raleigh Butler. It was an evening filled with emotion, pride, and reflection. So many years of stellar service with a legacy that, in spite of retirement, we know has not ended, and we pray it will continue for many more years to come.
Good evening. I stand here before you to honor an exceptional Bahamian citizen who has made significant contributions not only in the field of medicine, healthcare administration, research, Dr. Robin Roberts. He is an alumnus of Government High School, Nassau, Bahamas, Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and UWI West Indies, Mona, Jamaica. While at Dalhousie on a prestigious Canadian Commonwealth scholarship, he pursued an honors degree in biochemistry, graduating with first-class honors and receiving the University Medal in recognition of his outstanding achievements. While at UWI, he excelled again and received recognition of his outstanding achievements. While at UWI, he got medals in physiology, experimental physiologic science, anatomy, and social and preventative medicine. He returned to Dalhousie in 1982 to attain a fellowship in urological surgery from the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Canada. During this period, he also completed a fellowship in renal transplantation, becoming the first transplant fellow at Vancouver General Hospital from 1986 to 87, blazing the trail as usual. In 1987, Dr. Roberts returned to the Bahamas and made history as the first urologist in the Government Health Service at Princess Margaret Hospital. Robin, as usual, quickly established urology as a distinct entity within the surgery department, which remains today. His dedication resulted in over 20,000 surgical procedures being performed in the Bahamas. Guess what? 80% was in the public sector, Princess Margaret and Rand Memorial Hospital. Typical Robin. Notably, in 1996, he performed the first kidney transplant in the Bahamas and introduced the multi-organ donor transplant service in partnership with the University of Miami Health System's Miami Transplant Institute, is enabling Bahamians to receive liver and heart transplants in Miami. There you go again, Robin. Dr. Roberts' leadership and expertise extended beyond clinical practice. He completed an MBA at the University of Miami in 2004 and later co-founded the Physician Alliance Organization, which is a public-private partnership responsible for managing the private patient services at PMH. Again, Robin. an active member of the executive board, and he also founded the PHA Hospital Foundation. He made significant contributions to healthcare management in the Bahamas and has served on numerous hospital and national health-related committees. He has been the chairman of the Department of Surgery and the first director of the Continuing Medical Education. As the director of the Continuing Medical Education Office, Dr. Roberts spearheaded several initiatives that we have had a profound impact on healthcare, education, and training. He facilitated the partnership between the College of the Bahamas and the University of Western Connecticut to launch the Masters of Health Administration degree in the Bahamas. Well done, my boy. He also launched the Surgical Technology Program, the Certificate of Health with the College of the Bahamas Office of Continuing Professional Development extramurally, and advanced life and trauma support programs that we have in our local hospitals. When did you rest? Under the visionary leadership and in collaboration with the University Faculty of Medical Science, in the PMH, he transformed it into a teaching hospital in 1997, establishing clinical training programs, which allowed medical undergraduates, students in their final 2 years of medical school to come home and get their training at PMH. Well done. In 2010, Dr. Roberts was appointed a senior lecturer and became the first Bahamian director of the UWI School of Clinical Medicine and Research, the Bahamas. Prostate cancer has been his life work. He is focused and has partnered with several international research consortia, receiving funding from the NIH. Dr. Roberts established an annual screening clinic, believe it or not, with a cohort of over 5,000 patients that he has followed up in this archipelago for the past 15 years. His commitment to research is evident through the numerous publications in peer-reviewed journals and through his many regional and international presentations. He has held esteemed positions as the president of the Medical Association of the Bahamas, president of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas Research Academy of Medical Sciences, president of the Bahamas Family Planning Association, co-chair of the National Coalition for Healthcare Reform, and co-vice chair of the National Task Force on Gender-Based Violence. I don't know where you found the time, my brother. Dr. Roberts has also made significant contribution to regional medical associations, serving as 1, a founding member, 2, a past president of the Caribbean Urological Association, as well as the vice president of the Caribbean Association of Nephrologists and Urologists. His book, Sparking the Debate on National Health Insurance, was written in 2004. This provided the president in July 27, when he was appointed the first chairman of the National Health Insurance Authority Board in the Bahamas. And then again, in 2021, he was appointed as deputy chair of the same board. The Minister of Health has touted this program tonight to us. Robin, I tried to check the numbers within in this program, and it appears that it's well over 150,000. Well done. Dr. Roberts. Dr. Roberts has received numerous accolades for his outstanding medical contributions, including the Distinguished Career Award from the Caribbean Urological Association, the Proactive Physician of the Year by the renowned international magazine Prevention, for his leadership role in Here's to Your Health Bahamas health promotion program, which has enrolled over 7,000 participants across the Commonwealth of Bahamas in 1993. Well done again. In June 2018, he was conferred with an honorary fellowship from the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Glasgow. I think we all recognize your exceptional achievements. These have earned you many civil honors and the recognition as well, from Jones Communication with the Bahamian Legend Award, the 17th Annual Civil Society Award, the Distinguished Father Honorary of the 40th anniversary of the Bahamas Independence Day celebrations. In 2017, he was invested as an officer of the British Empire. Well done. In July of this year, you still are receiving awards. You received a special Golden Jubilee of Independence Award in the recognition of your contribution to your country. Outside of your professional endeavors, Robin, you find a lot of joy in your personal life. You married to the lovely Miss Carolyn Roberts, a clinical psychologist, and together you all have been blessed with 2 children, Simone and Simeon, and 3 grandchildren. My family and I have spent many Sundays in your house because they're your godchildren, but I must applaud Carolyn for affording you to spend a lot of your time giving to the country. So as we award you tonight, I think all these accolades have to go to you and Carolyn. Your BSc, your MBBS, your FRCSC, your FRCS Glasgow, your MBA, your OBE. I would like to change it to Doctors and Caroline Roberts, because she played an instrumental part in you walking that road. Robin, I often tease you, you're the energizer bunny. You just keep going and going and going. I don't know when you will stop, but I don't think there's no train that can slow you down. I'd like to welcome you to the podium, my brother. I think we have something special for you. I don't know if you want to bring your wife, who has stood with you through thick and thin, and who deserve as much credit as you do tonight.
Okay, put your hands together, put it together. Robin. Carolyn, you need to come up here too, please. Come. Ready? Got it? And now, this is just for Robin. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear and state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I travel each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I have had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I've planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, but more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I am sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I have had my fill, my share of losing, and now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think that I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows Robin took the blues, and he did it my way. If I sing anymore, I can start to take up collection. Dr. Ward, please welcome him. All the way from the northern Bahamas. As you may, and that of the other retiree, we just thank God for you. Good.
Good evening. This is a very humbling experience. I'm not normally brought close to tears, but I felt that way this evening. But protocol has been established, and I really want to give my thanks to the Governor General, who agreed to be the patron for this evening. I want to thank, I'm not usually lost for words, And I don't necessarily need a mic. But anyhow, I'm trying to be a little humble tonight. But I really want to thank the Governor General for agreeing to be the patron for this evening, and for the Minister of Health, my good friend, Honorable Minister Dowell, who's come and brought us words of greetings. And really, I'm honored to have so many of my colleagues, and I consider anyone in the health profession, in particular the managers, my colleagues in medicine, administrators, because we're in this thing together. I even see some of my classmates here. I see Dr. Moxie. And so this has really been quite a treat tonight to see you all here as we celebrate this 25th anniversary in the Bahamas. And I really want to thank Dr. Sinqui and that big, huge administrative staff along with her, the staff of 3, who I'm sure that you've been able to put this together and really in fine style, and the Defense Force Band. So I'm really honored, and I'm thrilled to see this here tonight. When I put a few words, she said I had to say something. But the first thoughts came to my mind really in this position. I go back almost 30 plus years. And one day, most of the people, I'd say all the people in the Princess Margaret Hospital know my mother, Queenie. And there she was, religiously, every day, she'd be in there selling her wares, her consumables, I call them, from her back trunk in the car. And on a Friday, which was my operating day, her greatest moments would be to walk up to the operating theater at 1 o'clock and bring lunch for her baby. And to be able to witness in her lifetime where someone who never had the dream, even of going to high school, because she was a royal reader down in Burnt Ground, Long Island. They didn't even have an all-age school. And to raise 5 kids, basically by herself, coming to Nassau, and to experience all her children, but I think particularly for me to go to university and to come back and be a doctor was her proudest moment. And when I would say to her, Mom, you don't have to do this, I don't want you to work. You can stay home, I'm okay. And she would say, boy, them papers on the wall, they got peanut cake and benny cake all over it. And she had a saying that you never hang your basket too high. And so I would like to say that I tried not to do that, but if you hang it high, you must make sure that you can reach it. And so when we came back home, I didn't do what we have here tonight. It's not me. It's happening to be in that era in the Bahamas, which we are seeing the results of today, 50 years later, that in 1967, I tell you, when the government made government high school free, that £10 then was a lot of money. And that was a major, my mother couldn't believe she didn't have to pay that. And then from there, I got a scholarship to go to university. I got a scholarship to go to do medicine. I came back home. The government sent me off again. I did my specialty training and my fellowship, and I came back home. The only note I jot down for this evening, to put that in perspective, I looked up on Google, and it said that the average medical school death in the United States is 2020. Goodness, I sound like a manual in the House Assembly. But $450 a year. And they said the average medical school graduate owes some $250,000 of total school debt and that 73% of medical school graduates have educational debt, and that 43% of indebted medical school graduates have pre-medical educational debt, and that the average medical school graduate owes 7 times as much as the average college graduate, and 70% of medical school students use loans specifically to help pay for medical school. So when I came back home 15 years later, I had a $500,000 debt-free education. That's thanks to the Bahamian government. How could I not say we must make our contribution and to grow? And so what happened in the Bahamas, when we see what happened in the Princess Margaret Hospital from 1987 on my return, because I had most of my high school colleagues who came back home to see Dr. Gibson, Dr. Perry Gomez, Dr. Percival McNeil. These all from the government high school, of course, you know, and then even the later fellas like Dr. Conrad Brown came home, you know, they made their little they claimed to be of our ilk, but nonetheless, you know, when we put together the foundation for the Princess Margaret Hospital, we had some 42 specialty and subspecialty services in the PMH. And in 1996, when after doing our first transplants in Doctor's Hospital, 3 months later when we wanted to do the next couple of transplants, and they said no, they wanted to increase the fees, we decided we were going to do that in the PMH. So on a Sunday in the Princess Margaret Hospital, along with Dr. Weish as our premier anesthetist at the time, who I was so pleased I'd helped to get into medical school, not into a postgraduate program at Michigan, that we did on a Sunday in the PMH 2 kidney transplants from 2 live donors. And not only that, at the end of that week, we send them all home with normal kidney function. So we knew what the potential was for advancing healthcare in this country and what we would like to see. So I was really honored and privileged of being given an opportunity, after being one of the greatest critics of NHI in its time, to really say, okay, put your money where your mouth is. And we were able to advance national health insurance program in this country. As of our 5th year, that we had half of the population enrolled and on an electronic health record. So where we can go on health care, I have no doubt I expect to see the next 50 years. I'm not going to be around, but the next 50 years I would be able to say that we in the Bahamas have expected health care to be a public good. And one of the slogans I tried to put forward that I would look to see whenever we take to that level of catastrophic care and national health insurance, every patient a private patient. Because that's what we recognize in this country as good care, if you're a private patient. So I came from the Canadian system. Every patient is a private patient. So why don't we do that? So I was very pleased and honored to have, I see some of my colleagues here, some of my students that are now not only my colleagues, but they know a lot more medicine than me. The other day I had a patient in the hospital who was sick, and I called Dr. Wells, and God, I didn't realize she was so smart. You know, so you realize to see your students go forward, and I'm so pleased and proud that if I get sick, I'm going to have my students to look after me. And what else can I look forward to? It's been a tremendous journey. I definitely have not been alone. My friends, my colleagues, but most of all, my family. I must give credit to my dear wife, who, God bless her, for she put up with me. You know? But I've been fortunate that she's always been there. And while I'm out, she kept the house together. I'm so proud of my kids. I don't have three grandchildren, Bradley. I have 4. You know, so I've been able to even bless, and it's true. If I know the grandkids would be so fantastic, I'd bypass the children, go straight to them. So I really, and finally, I just want to say that I'm a typical Bahamian in the sense that I'm so pleased to see my whole family here. There's the extended family. You know, if Bradley was alive, he would be here. So I had to invite OBE to represent that other side. And OBE, I'm happy you came this evening. And I have my brother, my brother and my sister from my mother. And they have, what can I say? My sister always reminds me how, I can't say that anyhow. But I really want to thank you for coming. And my brother Chris, and also a part of the family, Cedric Munnings, and I even got one of my good patients here who said he had to come when he heard they were coming, and that's the famous Jay Mitchell. And so it represents me. It represents me being complete tonight. And the final thing I want to say is that when they start giving you these accolades, they say it's your time to go. So I accept that. And it really has been a fantastic time. Really, it's been a great journey. I'd be remiss not to, when I go back and see that, I just had to, it wouldn't allow me not to mention that my best friend tonight, Patrick Gordon Souls, is here with me, and his good friend I call Maxine, who we've been through thick and thin together. So again, I'm blessed. I have all my good friends, my family members, my colleagues, my students, my politicians, and all the other ones around me. So I really want to thank you all for the honor that you have put on me tonight. I will treasure it for the rest of my life. It's a good feeling. And the final thing I saw, I would be remiss not to mention Brother Van Dyer there from the Foreman Foundation, who I'm sure Dr. Simke will give the accolades at the oath swearing ceremony, but has made a major contribution to the school over the last 7+ years. I really want to thank you, and I'm so pleased that you came to represent them. And in the famous words and the famous African proverbs, Ubuntu, I am because you are. Thank you.
Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you so very much.